What's up, everybody? Tony Vitia, another video, another book review on The Way of the Superior Man. How to improve your marriage, how to improve your life, how to improve your business, how to have better sex, how to have more awesomeness, just taking care of your woman. Ladies, if you happen to be watching this, you got to buy this book for your man. This is the way, fellas, you have to get this book, The Way of the Superior Man. I think I heard Tony Robbins talk about it. Bedros Keuilian talk about it. It's a fantastic book. It has like completely changed my life for the better. It's a phenomenal read. You got to read it. So I'm just going to go over some of the highlights because I read it like 6 or 8 months ago, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to reread it again, but I wanted to do a video on it because this has to get out there. We have to become better men. We got to have more honor and integrity and truth. That's what my video is about, or my channel here, that I don't know if anybody's going to watch, but it's going to be from hookers and blow to God and dough, because I did not start off on the best path. I did not start off with good genes, good genetics, good family, any of that. I'm a poor little Mexican boy from Gardnerville, Nevada, like a small town up in northern Nevada. I was born in a little town called Lone Pine, California, a town of 2,000 people, where I call it where dreams go to die. And since then, I've been able to build successful business, had good careers in sales, been number 1 or number 2 agent 90% of the time everywhere I worked. But I had a lot of ups and downs, and I could never get the business I wanted started. I started multiple businesses. I've been working since I was like probably 9 or 10 years old, starting multiple businesses, landscaping companies, contractor referral services, landscaping, business flyers, gift flyers, just all kinds of shit. And none of them ever worked out until I learned how to be more honest and integrity with myself and with others and with my family and with other people. I always wondered why my sales were always up and down. And so that's what my channel is about. Most of the time I'm just gonna be talking about honesty, integrity, but I'm also gonna throw in the books that coincide with my thought process here. Most of you could get instantaneously better no matter what you're selling, no matter what business you're in, if you were just more honest. Most people are not lying to their clients. Most people are not scamming people. Most people are doing a good job doing things. Where people lie the most, where you're not integritous, where you're having your problem, the reason your business won't succeed, the reason you can't get past where you're at, is because we're just dishonest people. Like, I don't know if it's just America. I think it's pretty much worldwide for the most part. America, we have very entitled culture. It's horrible to see the way people treat my staff when they're going on vacation or we're making them money. The way people treat people are just, but yet if you talk to people face to face, everybody's pretty nice. Everybody's pretty cool. There's not too many just straight up assholes that you meet, but what people do, where people miss it is what you're doing when nobody's watching. What you're doing, the little lies you tell to your spouse, to your kids, to your family, to your friends. That's what keeps you from not honoring God. That's what keeps you from not achieving what you want in life. That it keeps you from attaining the goals you're trying to set. I believe, I don't know, maybe I'm not right, but this is just my theory. So, take it for what it is. It's not like I'm a billionaire or whatever. I mean, my company's worth, obviously it depends on, selling it or whatever, but it has to be worth, multiple millions of dollars now. I mean, we do almost $4 million a year in business. So I'm just giving you my experience from having, even though I did good, I never made it. I would always be between 150 to 225,000 a year for like 10 years. And I could never get past that, no matter how many Tony Robbins books I went to, no matter how many Dale Carnegie courses I went to, until my pain pill addiction. And I learned through that process what I was doing wrong, which was so obvious, and something my Tony Robbins coach had, I think, been coaching me on. And basically my wife had been telling me that, and she's like, Well, I told you that for fucking 6 years, and your dumbass just kept doing the same thing. So yeah, take it from me, the guy who takes the slowest road to everything. So now I got a beautiful family, twin girls. We have a magnificent life. I work, you know, not very much percentage of my day, and I get to do most of my hours, you know, working on fitness, doing yoga, doing health stuff, working out, taking my kids for walks every morning, teaching them lessons, teaching them different languages like Russian and Spanish, and walking my neighborhood. We just moved to Nashville. My life is exponentially better. My business keeps growing. I don't have all those ups and downs anymore. So honesty, integrity is the big one. One thing I want to go over though, in this book, you have to read this book, The Way of the Superior Man. If you're a woman that happens to be watching this, you got to buy it for your husband. In this book, like, I don't remember everything in here, but let me just go over the basic principles that he's going over. He's like, men have our natural sex drive. Our like sex drive is to like procreate. He's like, so when you're a man, you can't really not notice other women. You're like, you know, when you're a guy, that's like all you think about for the most part, unless you have super low testosterone or something. But when you're a guy, you basically want to sleep with like every girl you see. Maybe that's just me, but I'm sure that's most guys, because I know guys. So that, and not that you're gonna do that, or not that most guys cheat on their wife, you know, and it's not about that. It's about it, like you just have this sexual energy that you know, you look at other females, you know, have thoughts about them, all that. But what he teaches you in this book is freaking amazing. He says, don't get mad at yourself for doing that. He's like, don't think that that's a bad thing. Don't think that, and don't try to like go seek other women. Don't try to have relations with other women. Take that sexual energy, that feeling that you have when you see other beautiful women, or you see other women that you'd like to, you know, be with, I guess is the word. And you take that energy and you focus it on your woman. You take that energy. You got to read it in the book, because obviously I'm not going to explain it right, but I'm just kind of summarizing what I got out of it. Like, you basically, and like the first month or two when I read this book, we had like the best sex ever. It was freaking amazing. And you know, you're just, because you're more cognizant of what you need to do to please your woman. And when you lavish all that attention, all that time you might spend watching porn or thinking about other women or whatever, you take that energy and you redirect it and you put it into your woman. And you can like feel the energy, and you just concentrate on giving her all that love and that energy and that focus. And when you do that, then your woman responds, and your woman responds very nicely, I would like to say, because they know you're loving and respecting them, and you're giving them that energy, that life force. I mean, the whole world is energy. I mean, I'm not like overly like religious in the sense that like we go to church every Sunday, but we believe in God. We believe in the power of the Lord. And I don't see how you can't not at this point. Whether God is, I think God is like just the high form of energy that runs the whole universe. I don't necessarily think it's like some old dude who like systematically controls everything. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, who knows? Who knows who's right? There's like 1 billion Hindus. There's like 3 billion Muslims, you know, or however many Muslims. There's, you know, everybody. Who the hell knows who's right and who's not? But I think everybody does agree there's some sort of energy force or something, and rules to how it works. And energy is a thing. Like, there's experiments where there's one experiment where the guy like shouts, like he'll shout good things into water, and then freeze it. And they turn into like these most beautiful, perfect ice crystals. And then he'll do the same experiment, but he'll say like bad things to the water, like, you know, like evil things or mean things to the water. And and the crystals turn out like completely different and ugly and bad. So there's energy in everything. Everything's made of atoms, everything's made of quarks when you get down it. So, you know, that's how like Think and Grow Rich, The Secret, all that stuff is just basically harnessing that energy you have. So in this book, he teaches you how to harness that energy, those feelings you get for other women. And instead of just trying to, I started shooting a compound bow for the first time, trying to learn some new stuff here out in the country in Nashville, trying to fit in. So I heard if the deer comes on your property, which they do, and you kill one, it's fine. So just a little side note. But you take that energy and you focus that on your woman. And then he teaches you like all these different like techniques and stuff. There's like one part, he shows you how it's possible to have like a 45-minute orgasm, which I haven't figured that one out yet. She's like, yeah, I don't think you figured that one out yet, but fair enough. But she's like, it's way more awesome than it used to be. So, but there's techniques he has in there where you can like focus your regions down there. Like he has like little exercises you can do. You focus it and you like refrain from, you know, the crescendo, so to speak, and you can focus that energy and you can have like 20, 30, 40-minute orgasms or something, like just having this energy force going through your body that's like 10 times better. I still haven't really figured out that part, but if you just do like some of the stuff he says in this book, I guarantee you your love life's going to be better. Your wife's going to be happier. Like my wife is like super happy. So I think you should like reread this book like every 4 to 6 months. This is one of those ones you should skim through every once in a while. My wife's like, I think you were walking around for a week with a chubby. It's like it was like a romance novel or something. I was like, but it's so good. There she is with the dog. So it's an awesome book. So I highly recommend reading it. It coincides with my thing that you need to focus on your family. You need to, I guess, like I always, like, I didn't have any supervision. I had like my dad left my mom when she was like 3 months pregnant. So I was basically raised by myself because my mom had to work. She was a single mom. So she had to work all day. So I was at daycare, learning from the other daycare kids. And that's why I homeschool, because otherwise you're around all these other idiot kids whose parents don't, especially in the 80s, like our parents didn't give two shits what we were doing. I used to ride my bike into town when I was like 8 years old, down like busy roads, like this size, but busy. And my grandpa would leave Playboys all around and I'd read all my grandpa's Playboys and I took him to school. So I was just a mess. I kind of raised myself. And then you're around your high school friends. And I don't know, I was in a small town. So of course we all drank and had keg parties outside. My 17th birthday party was on CNN News. We had like 300 people there and an exotic dancer. And I thought picking up girls meant having crazy parties and drinking. And all the while, I would have been better off and gotten more girls had I just concentrated on the ones that I really liked and not been drinking and acting like a complete idiot and doing stupid shit, and would have been concentrated on lifting more and working out and, you know, building a business or doing better in school and grades. I mean, I had a 3.8, so I mean, school's not that hard if you're, you know, halfway smart, but still, I could have been doing more. Could have been building my business stuff. Of course, we didn't have YouTube back then and people to follow or know any of that stuff. But, you know, you always think as a guy going out partying, drinking, going to clubs, you know, doing drugs, ecstasy, you know, sleeping with as many girls as possible is like the cool thing to do. I don't think so. I do not think so. I mean, even for a big guy, I mean, I probably weighed, my heaviest I was 295 pounds. I got down to 192. I think I started taking this testosterone replacement, and it like messed up all my hormones. So I think I put on about 15, 20 pounds recently, but I'm gonna get that fixed and get that back off. But intermittent fasting has been awesome. Even though I did P90X every day for 3 years, I only lost like 20 pounds, which is devastating. But intermittent fasting's been great. I lost like 40, 50 pounds on that. So besides this 20 pounds I just put back on. But anyways, so partying, drinking, trying to have 10 girlfriends. I mean, that sounds like a nightmare to me now. Like, and that was like my whole goal in life in my early 20s, is to try to, I guess, hook up with as many girls as possible. And for some reason I thought that was cool, and I couldn't figure out why none of the good ones I could ever get with the good ones that I wanted to get with. Well, probably because I was partying and doing stupid shit and smoking weed and whatever, when the whole time I could have got the good ones if I was just being a man of integrity, a man of God, concentrating on that one woman, giving her all your energy. If you have a good woman and you give her all your energy, she will give you whatever you want. She will give you whatever you need to improve your business, to improve your sales, to improve your life. You concentrate all that energy you spend, you know, slap assing around, drinking, doing drugs. And I can tell you from example, I mean, I've done probably every drug you can think of. I know I didn't do like heroin or anything crazy like that, but you know, I was into the ecstasy back in 2001, partied with Chris Cormier, Mr. Olympia, partied with Tupac's DJ, partied with my 22nd birthday was sponsored by Crazy Horse Strip Club in Las Vegas, and we had like 15 strippers at that pajama party. You know, strippers aren't as good in regular light as they are in the clubs, just as a little FYI if you've never gotten up and close with them. But what I've learned from all that, and you know, Big Daddy, even though I was big, I still did all right with the ladies. But I would have done even better if I would have just not been a slap ass, not been drinking, doing drugs, and been more honest. You know, I looked at my best friend, who was like super cool dude, you know, captain of the football team with me, super sharp looking guy. He was running the nightclub at the Wynn Hotel when it opened, walk Steve Wynn around the pool and take him to his house and stuff. So I guess he's blind, kind of blind, so you have to like walk him around. But you see, like, all these guys, they're not getting away with this like being dishonest and being evil. Like look at the president. You guys, the guy's probably wanted to be president for his entire life. And now he's the president, and he's a senile, demented old man who allegedly pooped his pants and is allegedly a pedophile, criminal, and now everybody knows it. I mean, not everybody, of course, there's quite a few still in the matrix, as they call it. But I mean, when your son's phone contact for you is Pedo Pete, yeah, I don't know, allegedly, I guess. So everything, like, so that guy's wanted this his whole life. Now he's a senile, demented old man. And that's how karma, the energy of the universe, works. We'll see what happens with Dr. Death here now that he's out of the system. But guy who's jabbing all these little kids with stuff, yeah, it's going real well. Feel bad for all these poor people. But anyways, this is not what the video is about. But the video is about honor and integrity, because you can be not in integrity for a while, but it will all catch up with you. Like, I've had so many problems and it all stems from the stuff I've stole, the lies I told my wife, I never lied to any of my clients, but I would lie to my wife about the number of pain pills I was taking, or if I took them, which she obviously knew, because women know everything, as I've said in my other video. And when you do that, people can tell. Like they don't know. And nobody's going to call you a liar to your face, and your clients are going to call you a liar. They're just going to not want to do business with you. They're just going to feel something, or something's going to tell them not to trust you, even if you're telling them the truth. But like, say you just lied to your wife. Say you tell your clients the truth, but you're going home, and then on the way home, you're stopping at a strip club and being a little handsy with one of them, or doing something you're not supposed to, or you spent money you weren't supposed to. If you're a woman, or you didn't live up to your agreement that you agreed with your friend or business partner, stuff like that. All stuff like that is why I think most people don't get ahead, and it's why most people aren't successful. It's why I just heard like 50% of Americans like don't even have $400 to cover an emergency. And I see it all the time. People I hire, people that work for me, everybody's just so dishonest nowadays. So let's take the other road. Instead of trying to get over on people, do the other thing. Let's all live with more honesty and integrity. Take care of your women. Be a good dad. Be a good man. Be there for your kids. Be there for everything. I give up so much money that I can improve my business. I could be working on it all day. I could be doing all kinds of shit. But because I didn't have a dad, really. I mean, I have a dad. I've seen him like, I don't know, 8-10 times. Never had a conversation with him. Maybe one time for like 10 minutes. But other than that, I've never had a conversation with my dad. I had a stepdad. He was an alcoholic. He had this like mug, like one of those like big coffee mugs, and he would fill it with scotch all the way to the top and then put a little splash of water on it. But he was a cool guy, but he was an asshole. He never like abused me or anything. He was more like mentally abusive. He called me a loser all the time, and maybe I was. I don't know. I mean, I thought I had A's in school, and I always played sports, and I always had a job and worked, and made my own money. But I mean, I did steal shit for like 2 years. So, but that's what I learned from his sons. So, so I give up a lot of money just so I can stay home. So we work out of the house. I could set up an office. I could work at home a lot more than I actually do, but I'm there for my kids. We take a walk every day. I teach them lessons in life. I homeschool my kids. My sole goal in life is to make sure my kids never step foot in college or a regular school, because I'm not putting them in those government indoctrination camps with the other, to learn from a bunch of other, idiots about communism and if boys or girls and all this nonsense. Not teaching them any real life skills. My kids already have a YouTube channel. They already know they can beat us at like every trivia game out there. We don't inject them with anything. We give them all grass-fed food, organic food. It costs us a shitload. We spend like $3,000 to $4,000 a month just eating all organic and grass-fed meats and food. But these kids are amazing. Like, I know they're my kids. Maybe they're not as amazing, I think, but they're like as friggin' as strong as me almost. And I was the 1997 state weightlifting, heavyweight lifting champion of Nevada. And my kids are like as strong as me. Their minds are super sharp, crystal clear. They're good little kids. They're just nice little people. And that's what homeschooling does when you're not around all these other kids learning all these other bad habits. When you're not putting all these poisons and toxins and metals and chemicals and whatever the hell else they put in food. Like, they find plastics in people's bloodstreams now. They're injecting people with all kinds of shit, like the CDC schedules, like it's like somewhere between 69 and 109 different things you're supposed to inject in these kids, which is just insanity to me. So I'm trying to start a new movement. I have nothing to sell you. I'm just doing these videos to record for my grandkids, my future kids, so they can see how grandpa was knee deep in hookers and blow, and then finally figured it out after, 20 years. So told you I'm a slow learner, but hopefully can entertain you a little bit. Can tell you about my 17th birthday party I made CNN. I'm sure I'll go over that story sometime. I started an escort service when I was 21 in Las Vegas. My first client was a billionaire, had his own G6 airplane back in 2001, was like friends with Steve Wynn. He took me to his room in the Bellagio, had his own massage room, had his own swimming pool in the Bellagio overlooking the water show. There's like a secret entrance by the Bellagio gardens on the inside. You go in this room, it's like a magical Xanadu, like ladies in like short skirts, beautiful. His butler came to get me. So I got interesting stories. So I'm gonna intermix my checkered past, I guess, stories to try to make it humorous and fun, but read this book. And if you figure out how to do that 45-minute orgasm thing, let me know. Because I'm going to be working on it. I'm going to reread this book again. But, all right, everybody, be better, be more honest, be more caring, be more loving, take care of your family, take care of your wife, be a better man, be a better father, be a better business person, be a man of your word, these are all things we all need to work on. Myself especially. I'm doing my best every day to be better and better. And I catch myself slipping all the time, and I have to like correct myself and do that. Work out, work on your body, work on your mind. I just took a cold shower again this morning. It's friggin' freezing balls, but they say it works. After I saw Joe Rogan getting his like a man for like 5 minutes and he wasn't even like breathing heavy. Actually, when I did that Andy Frisella 75 hard, the second part, it has you do that 5-minute shower, 5-minute cold shower. After about a week or two, you get used to it. Well, you don't really get used to it, but it's not. I stopped screaming like a bitch, at least for a little bit. After the first time I did it, I was screaming like a bitch, and my 5-year-olds came running in to save me. And they both like bit ass and swiped out. And then they're like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just taking a super cold shower. And they're like, I hate cold showers. And I was like, me too. So that was funny. All right, that's all I got. Peace out. Be good. Be honest. Be integritous. Make money. Take care of your family. And let's try to turn this boat from the Satan pedophiles who are taking over the world now, and we'll turn it over one good man at a time. All right, peace out. Love you.